Water is essential for life. At the beginning of the Earth's 4.5 billion year history, the planet was just an ocean of magma, a hostile and toxic environment which wasn't capable of sustaining life. In the scientific community, there is some debate regarding where our planet's water came from. What is known, however, is that once the Earth's primitive oceans were formed some 3.8 billion years ago, the first signs of life emerged shortly after, which would then develop into the millions upon millions of life forms that inhabited and inhabit the Earth to this day. Rain is a crucial component of the water cycle, which ensures the availability of water to all living organisms. So, what would happen to the Earth if it didn't rain for a year? If you love questioning, learning, and exploring, then this is the right place for you. Please subscribe to this channel for intriguing insights and fascinating answers. Life on Earth wouldn't be possible without the planet's water cycle, which describes a series of events by which the water continuously circulates between the planet's oceans, atmosphere, and land. It is through the water cycle that every living organism on the planet receives the water they need. The cycle consists of several stages including precipitation, evaporation, freezing, melting, and condensation. Without the water cycle, crucial ecological and biological processes would come to an end and every life form on Earth would be threatened with extinction. A disruption in any one part of the water cycle would be disastrous, and rain is no exception. More than 70% of our planet's surface is covered with water, and virtually every life form on this planet depends on water for their survival, whether it's through drinking water, via precipitation, or living in aquatic habitats. Even when scientists are searching for alien life on other planets in the solar system, as well as beyond, investigating whether the planet contains liquid, frozen, or gaseous reserves of water comprises their main criteria for assessing whether or not it's capable of sustaining life. Humans, for example, could go approximately 3 weeks without food and still survive. But if we were to go without water for 3 days, survival would be unlikely. Evaporation and condensation are natural processes through which liquid water becomes a vapor and is absorbed into the atmosphere. The balance of the Earth's water reserves is maintained because the volume of water that is lost as vapor is then returned in liquid form as rainfall. The moment rainfall would stop around the planet, this process would come to an end. The effects would be almost immediate and only become increasingly severe with the passage of time. Without rainfall, oceans, rivers, and lakes would continue to lose water, only this time it wouldn't be returned as precipitation, and so water levels would start to fall rapidly. In the absence of this replenishment, water would become scarce as rivers and lakes would begin to dry out. Countless aquatic species would face existential threats, particularly in freshwater environments. Trees, plants, and fungi would also struggle to flourish and thrive, and the luscious and beautiful greenery which makes Earth so unique would begin to wilt and die. This would affect not only the environment and climate, but also the countless animal species which depend upon greenery for protection, sustenance, and habitat. Within a few months, arid and dry desert conditions would become more and more widespread. Even with our technology and machinery, human civilization would also struggle to overcome the challenges presented by a year without rain. Agriculture would come to a standstill and we would face serious problems with regards to supplying enough food to meet the demand. Crops would fail, denying us not only the vegetables, fruits, wheats, and grains that form the basis of our diet, but also depriving the farm animals we depend on for meat, milk, and eggs of their core diet. Any surface water that happened to be remaining after a year would most likely be too concentrated with pollution, toxins, dead animals, and plant matter to be used safely. We wouldn't have any other choice but to begin tapping precious underground reserves in order to irrigate the land, but even these would be a finite resource, requiring rationing to conserve them for as long as possible. There would also be a greater risk of wildfires, failing ecosystems, food shortages, and water rationing. Without rain, the Earth's water cycle will be unable to replenish our planet's water resources, and the very existence of life on Earth would be threatened as water reserves continue to dwindle. If you enjoy thought experiments like this, then please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for even more intriguing insights and explorations.